Let's talk about what happened in Turkey now, and it's been just over 2 weeks since the failed coup in Turkey. This has left President Recep Tayyip Erdogan declaring a state of emergency in that country. Now, the Turkish ambassador to South Africa has just arrived back in South Africa after a visit to Turkey. Ambassador Kaan Esene is in our Hatfield studio, and he's here to talk about what he saw and some developments since this failed coup. Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to Morning Live.
Well, good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
You arrived back in South Africa yesterday, I believe. Just give us a picture of Turkey following the July 15th coup.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, I arrived a bit earlier than that because when you have such a situation back home, you don't want to be out of your office. So I had to come back, rush back, and start working in my office. So the situation is calm. I mean, I was on Wednesday last week. I was at the Parliament when the state of emergency law that you're talking about was adopted by the Parliament, and of course, after such a huge event, where I think I should call it an existential struggle to survive of the nation and of the state. Things are calming down. Things are relatively calm. People are still very excited because what the Turkish nation did was immense, was unbelievable. They stood up against tanks, against fighter jets, against automatic weapons. They were shot at, they were sent missiles against and everything, but they persevered. So, and I'm proud to be part of that nation.
Let's just talk about what actually unfolded, just so that we can understand the situation. So, President Erdogan is blaming former ally Mohammed Fethullah Gulen for basically perpetrating this coup. Who is Gulen? For us who don't really know who he is and his involvement in all of this.
Well, this is something in the making. I think for a couple of decades. The person that you're talking about is a cleric. He declares himself as the Imam of the universe. So I think that kind of tells you what kind of a person he is. He acts. This is a cult of personality. It's a conspirational cult. He is organized around himself. And he has many disciples. I think he is well organized. I'll give him that. He has been in exile, in a self-imposed exile since '99 in the United States, and apparently he has been infiltrating the Turkish state institutions for a long time. How he does that is that this is his disciples act in secrecy. They don't reveal themselves. They appear to be people just like any other person. And for example, if I can give you an example on me, I mean, I'm a civil servant. I've been in the civil service for 25, 26 years almost. And when I was accepted to the civil service, I took an oath. This oath is to uphold the Constitution, uphold the legal system in your country, and says that you will obey the instructions of your superiors, of course, in all legality. His disciples, his followers, seem to be taking this oath as well when they enter the civil institutions, the civil service. But apart from that, they take their instructions from this person who lives in the States. So this is a complete, a secret cult of a group which aims to destruct and take over the Turkish state. I think what we saw was a premature attempt to take over the state because they knew that the Turkish state was onto them, that we had discovered who they were. So I think that's what actually transpired.
Okay. I just want to turn our attention a little bit, though, to some of the questions that are coming out about President Erdogan. I mean, we're seeing now that there's basically about 60,000 people that have now been brought down by the president. I mean, we're talking in positions of whether they be soldiers, police, judges, civil servants. I'm also reading now that 42 journalists have been ordered into detention under this crackdown of the failed coup. And many are now fearing that President Erdogan is capitalizing on all of this to just tighten his grip on power on anybody that opposes him. You know, let's focus in on this. What are your response to these criticisms that are coming out?
Well, first of all, I mean, when you put everything on President Erdogan, I think that's a misrepresentation. Turkey has a government in place. Turkey has a system, a political system, and a bureaucratic system in place. We have prosecutors, we have judges, we have the military, and we have all that goes with a normal government. When you are faced with a threat that aims to destroy your state, your way of living, and tries to take over, to capture the state, of course you have to react. You have to find out who is behind this thing, who is acting in union, in cooperation with this group, and of course you have to cleanse your state institutions. Otherwise, you do not know who's going to be acting under the instructions of this cleric who lives in the States, and who's going to be really attached to the government, to the constitutional institutions of the state. So this is what's happening. The number of arrests have been in couple of thousands, and they're mostly within the military. And I think the prosecutor's office is aiming to apprehend and arrest all those people who took part in the coup plot. And mind you, I mean, you must have seen the footage of how these people were shooting against civilians who were trying to stop them. I mean, I've seen some very disturbing footages. So first, we have to apprehend and arrest all these people. And second, of course, you have to find out who was actually taking instructions from this person, and then, well, they don't have any place within the state institutions, because apparently they made it their choice, and they would like to stand up with someone else who is completely out of the Turkish system, and take their instructions from this person.
All right. Okay.
That's beyond me. But as to your question, I mean, of course, this goes into thousands. I mean, I think there was 20,000 teachers who were taken off, who were suspended from their duties, who were not arrested, who were suspended from their duties, because this group operates to recruit youngsters at a very early age. It starts from middle school, goes into high school, and then these persons are placed through various machinations into the state institutions, and they keep following the orders, the instructions of this person. So this is what's actually going on.
All right, okay. We're going to have to leave it there for today. Thank you for talking to us here on the program. I think we need to look a little bit deeper into this, and just also find out and give warnings, and if need be, to people that are going to visit the country. But as I've heard, Turkey business and vacation all seems to be fine, and procedures are running as normal. But that was the ambassador representing Turkey here in South Africa, talking to us here, Kaan Esene, on the program. Let's take a